Good morning, everyone. This is Mrinmoy Das, and we welcome you formally to IMT Center for Distance Learning. So today we have planned out a fully a proper session for you. So we will first start with a session on navigating through your career points, which will be conducted by Counsel India. After that, we will have a session on introduction to foundation courses, where we will introduce you to the various foundation courses that are basic courses to prepare students coming from different qualifications and backgrounds on a similar platform to pursue your management education. And then we will introduce you to our learning management system platform, which is called EduGeni, through which you will have access to all the course materials, learning schedules, recorded lectures, and many more features. So it is advised that you attend the full session till the end. So we will begin today's session with the session by Counsel India. Counsel India is India's first practical psychology learning platform for counselors and psychologists to connect, learn, grow, and discover opportunities of a lifetime. And they simplify the way people learn psychology and emphasize practical application, gaining tangible skills. Today, we have Mr. Shivam Dixit, co-founder of Counsel India, with us to take you all through the session on navigating through your career points. This session will help you in understanding how to manage people, their emotions, and also will deal with work life and skills management. Hope you gain maximum inputs from this session, and any queries, we are ready to address them. So over to you, Mr. Shivam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mimoji. Well said, well explained, and beautifully you have given the roadmap or the path of the entire day. And thank you so much once again to the entire faculty members, the Dean of Academics, Dr. Nidhi, especially Mr. Ashok, for giving this opportunity of collaborating. And I also want to welcome all beautiful students and the participants who are part of this workshop today. And is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it is visible. It
And
is
one more
visible,
thing
Mr. Shivam.
I want to understand if there are some question and answer round, to how I'll be able to connect with students. Will it be by with this audio only, or it will be by chat?
They will post on chat as well. And if anyone is interested, we can open the audio as well.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Because
Sure.
today's session, I don't want to be go like lecture form, or I want it more to be more interactive, or I want to connect with participants, and they should be active in the entire session, and they should feel that they are part of the session, not just like a silent listeners, or not just like that they are listening to somebody coming giving lecture in the morning. It should not be like this, right?
Obviously,
So
obviously. So yeah, we also want that, and the students can raise their queries. No issues on that.
perfect, perfect, great. So are we good to go, guys? Right? Yes, in the chat box. If you think that we can start with the session, are we good to go? Yes, no, in the chat box. Chat is turned off. I think, ma'am, if you can just please turn on the chats so that.
We can start, Mr. Shivam. Not an issue. People have
Okay,
joined.
okay, done. No, I was just expecting some yes, no from the participants so that I can see that some engagement is there from. So can we on the chat, turn on the chat? Is it possible? Or not?
Mr. Shivam, we will open the chat in a due time, so you can
Okay,
open. You can start the session.
perfect,
Okay.
perfect. So let's start, guys. Let's start with the session. First and foremost, the topic suggests that navigating through a career points. We all are professionals. I hope all the students, as per my discussion with the management when we were signing off for the session, when we were finalizing the session, I got to know that most of the participants in this particular program or who are attending today's this workshop, they are professionals. So I just thought of keeping topics somewhere related to professionals, career points, how to navigate, even if you're a fresher and if you want to enter into an industry as a professional, if you want to grow your career.
चैट को ऑन कर दो ठीक है ना और इसमें जैसे कोई वो बच्चा हैंड रेस करता है बोलना चाहता हूँ
Okay, so the pointers that I kept is like somewhere will be related to career. So first and most important point here is success need strategies. So how many of you are aware or how success and strategies both are connected, or what do you think, like success के लिए strategies की जरूरत है भी? First we have to understand this. So how many of you guys feel that success need strategies? So anyone from the audience, success needs strategies, or there is no need of strategies? Success is by luck, or we can say by hard work, or we can say it will come with destiny, or strategies are required? Yes or no? Yes, it does need. I can see some planning and implementation. Great. Obviously we'll plan and we'll implement. Great. I can see a lot of participants writing yes in the chat box. That's so beautiful of you guys. Thank you so much. So obviously, when we talk about success, when we talk about becoming a very successful in life, or when we talk about growth, so everything needs proper planning and strategies. A lot of people feel that there is destiny or this and that. So everything is there, but the most important thing is strategy. Because if you have a strategy, you'll be focused, you will be goal oriented, you will be roadmap oriented, you will have your own path, you will be having your own uh, milestones to achieve, right? So obviously success needs strategy. So this is the first thing that we are learning from today's session. And moving forward with this, how many of you do job? Like you can just write job in the chat box so that I can know that how many of you are working. Write job in the chat box. How many of you are working? Like you're doing job. Job. Okay. A lot many people are writing job. Because see why I am asking you this question, because the upcoming slides are dependent on something that will actually change your life. By the end of the session today, we'll be having 3 lessons that we will take away from this particular workshop. See, I really don't want you guys to just spend next 1 hour or to 1.5 hour in just listening to something. I really want you guys to take something valuable out of it. That is the reason. How many of you are entrepreneurs? Right? ENT in chat box. How many of you are entrepreneurs? Right? ENT in the chat box. How many of you are entrepreneurs? So job is done. I have seen a lot of people who have written job. So yes, that's so nice. So in today's session, we have content for the people who are doing job, and how they can they can upskill, they can grow, and ENT. So we do have a lot of entrepreneurs also in today's room. That's amazing. Okay. So areas to cover, we'll be covering 3 major areas today: people management, emotional understanding, and work life and skill management. Why? There's a new term here, and especially suggested by your Dean Academics, Mr. Ashok, that we should keep this topic work life and skills management, because a lot of our students or the participants or the people who are doing these courses are connected professionally. They also have their personal life, and they also want to grow in life. They have that dedication that they want to grow in life. So that is the reason why we kept this topic work life and skills management. How we will manage this all three things. So let's come to the objectives. Understand the concept of career points and the significance. Explore different career points and the challenges. Learn strategies to navigate through career points successfully. Provide resources and tools to help participants in their career journey. So these are the points that we'll be talking about today. And then I'll be showing you some very good videos of few uh, entrepreneurs, successful leaders, uh, popular people, like who have changed society, who have changed people's mind. Okay, so this will be the roadmap of our today's session. So let's talk about job, entrepreneurship, learning, and mental health. How many of you are connected with some or the other way to mental health industry? Even some people have written want to be an entrepreneur. That's great. India is the fastest growing country in context to entrepreneurship. How many of you are aware about mental health, or have you have some or the other way you're connected with this particular industry? Is there anyone in the house? Or how many of you understand the value of entrepreneurship, this thing, mental health? Wellness, yes, wellness is again somehow connected to health, but it's an overall aspect of wellness. Now we are, my question is only related to mental health. Mental health means psychology, counseling, therapies, counseling skills, all these kinds of skills. So yes, there are good amount of people who are from the mental health industry. That's great. So job, entrepreneurship, learning, and mental health. Now some small facts for you. Why I am showing you here about mental health, because see, whichever industry you go, you become entrepreneur, you do job, you talk about emotional well-being, you talk about emotional intelligence, you talk about wellness, you talk about having your own work-life balance or mindfulness or anything. Everything is some or the other way connected with psychology. सारा खेल तो दिमाग का ही है, right? तो हम in today's session we'll understand this as well, that how mental health plays a role. Now some facts for you, taken from one newspaper, that is 63 million MSMEs and 50,000 startups, number of MSMEs and startups in India. So this is the total number of MSME and startups in India. Now the fact is, founders have a landmark study by Michelle Efrin of the University of 2x incidences of depression, 6x occurrences of ADHD, and 3x suffering from substance addiction, 2x occurrence of suicidal thoughts. Now, just imagine people who are professionals, people who are startup founders, people who are leaders, people who are managers are suffering from problems like depression, ADHD, substance addiction, suicidal thoughts. So this is a very, very alarming situation that we have to understand the importance of mental health in our lives, and we have to start thinking in that direction that we as an individual need mental health support. Or I'm not talking about just support. I'm talking about working on myself on everyday basis. See, every day what we do, we wake up, we go for a job, we do day-to-day work, we handle our family, we do studies, we upskill, a lot of things we do. But one thing we don't do is we don't take care of ourselves. खाना मिला तो ठीक है, नहीं मिला तो भी ठीक है. अगर हमने अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ पे ध्यान दिया तो ठीक है, नहीं दिया तो भी ठीक है. मेडिटेशन किया नहीं किया कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वर्कआउट किया नहीं किया कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. There are very very less, I'm not telling that everybody is not doing, but there are very less people who actually do it. But if you are not doing it, just think of the numbers which are shown on the screen. So we don't want people from IMT CDL to be at least there, because we actually want you guys to understand the concept of emotional health. I'm not just talking about mental health, but yes, emotional health is again a very, very important part. So now here I kept one question. I was thinking that we'll talk here, but it's okay as we can chat. So uh, is there anyone who can tell me from this audience, why are we studying? What is the major fundamental reason that we are studying? Can anyone in the chat box? I need two-word description for this. That why am I studying? I did my first to 12th I studied, then I did my bachelor's, then I did my master's, and now I am upskilling, then upskilling. Why is everything going on? People are writing upskilling. See, I completely agree with this, but I also disagree with this. Upskilling, usually uh, we don't focus only on upskilling majorly. I think there has to be some other reason. But people are writing knowledge and growth. But knowledge and growth करके क्या होगा? क्या मिलेगा knowledge लेके? क्या होगा growth होके? To be market relevant, gain knowledge, interest in learning, upskilling in job chance. I feel why we are studying is for job and growth. These are the major points why we are studying. See, हमने ये कोर्स में enroll किया, रजिस्टर किया, हम पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, हम बहुत सारी चीजें को देख रहे हैं. But कहीं ना कहीं end of the day we need money, right? And money comes with growth. If you don't have skills, if you don't have job, if you don't have a proper planning, if you don't have a strategy, I think money will not come. As per me, the major motivation we say of upskilling or growth, even for the growth, that is money. Some or the other day, you need financial stability. Yes or no? Don't you need financial stability? Don't you guys need financial stability? Everybody is learning only for upskilling or growth or all these things. No, no. Okay, yes, there are people who need who are working hard for financial stability. Yes, and this should be the major motivation that, see, everything we say कि मैं skill के लिए पढ़ रहा हूँ, मैं growth के लिए पढ़ रहा हूँ, मैं upskill करना चाहता हूँ, मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ, मैं वो करना चाहता हूँ, सब कुछ आप करना चाहते हैं, but major reason is financial betterment. Somebody has written a very beautiful word, financial stability or financial betterment. That everything is goals, कि मुझे अपस्किल करना है, मुझे ग्रोथ करनी है, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए, बट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट एंड गोल, so end goal is financial stability, right? So yes, we all should think in that direction. And just I want your attention on this particular roadmaps I want to show you, or some facts I want to show you. And that's the reason why I've written that need your attention. See, while we talk about growth, while we talk about financial stability, while we talk about keep the mind continuously active, study is the greatest exercise of our mind. Peacefully my will help us to gain financial stability. Yes, focus is very important. Beautifully said by Mr. Ankur. It's something which is very important. So need your attention here. When we talk about growth, when we talk about skill, when we talk about financial stability, when we talk about mental peace, so everything only come if you have a stable job or if you have a stable business. Because there are two kind of people in the house today. One, either they are doing job or they are looking for a job, and secondly are the entrepreneurs or they are looking to enter into this industry of entrepreneurship, right? So both ways, if you really want to be mentally stable, so you need the stability in your areas or in your domains. But if you see these numbers on the screen, India's unemployment rate in April rises to 8.11% from 7.8% in March. Just imagine this number. The way unemployment is increasing in India, job demand declines 5% in April of IT hiring corrections. Just imagine, see, in IT industry, there is a dip, there is a decline in job cuts in India, just a small fraction of global layoff. Just imagine that job cuts, layoff, you all are professionals, you understand the meaning of layoff. Today, we'll also talk about layoffs. Need your attention on white collar hiring falls in March amid global woes and shake-up in BFSI sector. Just imagine these numbers. Now see, uh, even getting a job, even that stability, even talking about that I've upskilled, I've grown, I have done this, I have done that. Still, we are not safe. Even unemployment is increasing. Even companies are laying off. So what is the reason why they are laying off? Why there is why there is unemployment? Can anyone tell me what is the reason of unemployment in India today? What is the major reason of unemployment in India today, as per you guys?
So I have allowed mic to some students who have asked for the same. If anyone wants to speak something, they can do that.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Oh, no issues.
Yes, guys. How many of you feel that what is the reason of unemployment here? क्यों है unemployment? Skill shortage. Mark this word. Beautifully said by Adarsa. Skill shortage. One is skill shortage. Next, lack of right skill. That's a skill only. So as per me, there are two points. If anybody want to speak, can speak. You can unmute yourself and you can speak if anybody want. Quality education, capital, yes. Everything is secondary. See, there are two major areas that I feel why there is unemployment. One is skill and other one is technology. See, just look towards this problem very practically. And self commitment and all these things come under skill only. uh, Majorly, this is a world after COVID. This is a world of technology, right? Tech, and everybody need people who are tech savvy, right? Technology transformation. Beautifully said, somebody in the chat section. That technology. So if you are able to handle two things parallelly, one is skill set and one thing is technology. See, when we were me and your management, Mr. Shok, when we were talking about this thing, he was very serious about students' growth in context to skill and practical learning. And that is something that motivated me as well to come together and work to upskill our students or to help our students to get practical learning. because majorly in universities or in colleges, this is something which is not practically implemented or not practically practiced. Most of the universities don't practice practical learning. They only think about कि okay books में ये लिखा है पढ़ा दिया खत्म काम खत्म done. But there are very less universities, especially colleges, some government colleges and all. They don't appreciate much in context to practical learning or skill or technology. But yes, here we are talking about this, so it means we are somehow walking on the same roadmap or the path that our students has to understand this concept of upskilling or learning. Or we can say technology. See, technology doesn't mean कि आपको सिर्फ मशीन बनाना आता हो या आपको AI की लैंग्वेज आती हो या आपको कोडिंग करना आता हो या आप डेवलपर बन जाओ. No, that doesn't mean technology. Tech, being tech savvy means all small things like making presentations. आजकल Canva, using Canva is a very fascinating world. This can practice how to use Excel sheet. Excel अपने आप में professionals के लिए बहुत important है. Microsoft Word एक बहुत important चीज है जिसको हमें आना चाहिए. Language, writing skills. A lot of people fail in writing skills, or they somehow feel left out when it comes to writing skills. So writing skills is also very important in professional industry. So if you have two things, and if you're very much focused on these two things, one is skill and one is technology. If you're serious, if every day you're giving time, at least the 10 to 15 minutes about on to these two things about skill and technology, half of your problem will be solved. Somebody is writing chat GPT. I don't recommend chat GPT as an upskill, because even robots cannot replace human intelligence. So even there you need intelligence. So if we'll be more dependent on chat GPT, I think our own skills, our own thinking power, our own intelligence will go. So try to be more focused even on chat GPT. Like I was talking to my marketing team yesterday, so I suggested them कि chat GPT में भी नकल के लिए अकल चाहिए. कुछ लोग चैट जीपीटी में बस जो आया सीधा कॉपी किया और पेस्ट कर दिया, एंड it becomes disastrous. So you don't have to be completely dependent on artificial intelligence or these content creation tools. You have to be dependent on yourself. Just imagine tomorrow if there is no chat gpt, then what will happen, right? So somebody is writing, yes Shivam, agreed, if one is advanced in tech, he she will get selected, people client a mark. Upgrade with technology advancements, you should know how to use ChatGPT on BART or BART, right? But see, again, I'll suggest using technology is something which is very important. How to use it properly, how to use it wisely, how to use it intelligently. Because I have seen a lot of people making blunders in using technology. So two things here we have started about employment rate increasing in India. One thing is obviously this thing skill part is lacking in people feel कि मुझे बस डिग्री मिल जाए मेरा काम हो गया, मुझे बस सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाए मेरा काम हो गया. बट नहीं, सिर्फ डिग्री सिर्फ सर्टिफिकेट से कुछ नहीं होगा. आपको साथ में अपनी स्किल्स पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, अपने अपनी अपनी अपने अपने माइलस्टोन्स पे काम करना पड़ेगा, अपनी स्ट्रैटेजीज पे काम करना पड़ेगा. Human intelligence should be combined with artificial intelligence rather than, yes, obviously, see, machines has to be handled by humans. Even for the artificial intelligence, they has to be monitored by us. So now I have a short story for you by Madam Sudha Murthy. I hope you guys know her, right? Yes, in the chat box, you guys know her. Do you guys know who Sudha Murthy? Okay, yes. So a short lesson by Sudha Murthy on upskilling. It's a story of Portado, one of his batchmate. So beautifully she explained how his batchmate was very good in studies or numbers. He used to get good marks in college. Even without coming to school or college, he used to get marks. Then later on in coming years, he met Sudha Murthy, and he found that no, Sudha Murthy was right. Skill was more important than numbers, and that hard work was more important than numbers. I hope you guys will like this story. Let me just play it for you.
Potato is a real life story. Potato.
Is the voice audible? Is the voice audible, guys? Is the voice of the video audible? Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
So Portado was my classmate.
Let me just play.
He was reasonably bright, maybe
Yeah,
very
yeah, it
bright,
is
I
audible.
suppose. Never he came to school, never came to college. I was in engineering college. He used to stay, he was from Goa. He used to come, he was in the hostel and he never used to come to college. Our college was 7 to 11. He will come around 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, earliest mean 9 o'clock. And he will sit here, sit there, attend 2 classes. After that, afternoon, he will come for the lab, etc. End of the year, he will, 1 month, he will get up early and he will study. And, there is a method in college. You take question papers, April and October. Whatever comes in October will never come in April. Okay, I'm sure in the school also you have midterm will never come to final. Okay, so eliminate these question answers and then make a approximate question paper and study that, and he used to get a first class. He did all 4 years like this. Once I asked Potato, why you are such a bright person, you don't come to class? If you come regularly, you can get distinction, you can get a rank. He said, Sudha, you do not know. In life, it is not the education, it is the connection, it really works. And we have to build a lot of connections, when you are young, it helps you. I came from a middle class family. My father was a doctor, a gynecologist. I never understood this connection, all those things. Then he said, my father was in military. We were in Calcutta. There was a club, which we have never seen in our real life. So we thought maybe, and it is beyond our, hamara bas ka baat nahi, I felt it. So it's something new. Years passed. In 1972, I finished my engineering. So was Portado, and I didn't meet him for a long time. After 35 years, I think 2008 or 9, I had been to Dubai to deliver a lecture. And when the lecture was over, I saw somebody waiting for. And then he said, ma'am, I was waiting for you. I was surprised. A place like Dubai, who will wait for me? Then he said, I'm Portado. I could not recognize, because in 30, 40 years, people put on weight, your hair will be gray. All those physical changes will happen. I said, Portado, I would not have recognized. I was very happy. I told him, oh, let us sit down and talk. He said, no, I just wanted to tell you one word to you. So I was waiting. I said, what happened? He said, do you remember in college I used to bunk class? I said, of course I remember. You Portado means bunking class. He said, I used to bunk class and I joined a job. And because in those days, the moment you have BE, you used to get job in my time. And my bosses came to know that, my subordinates came to know that I don't have knowledge. Getting a first class marks are different than knowledge. Please remember, parents, your children should be in the pursuit of knowledge than the marks. Though it's a competitive examination. I agree. It is a competitive world. It is a competitive world. Competition is 1,000 times or 10,000 times more than what time I had. But with all those things, the knowledge which always helps you than your marks in real life. So he said, I got marks, but I did not have knowledge. Once the subordinates know that you don't have knowledge, they don't respect you. Once the boss knows you don't have knowledge, then he wants a reason to kick you out. I was kicked out from one job, then I took a second job, and I was so much up 9 in the morning, I'll go late to the office. I was kicked out there also. Over a period of time, I couldn't get job anyway. And now I have a job as a manager job or a smaller job in Dubai. And I said, what about your family? He said, I have 2 daughters. I left them in Chennai to study. I said, what? He said, yes, I want they should study well. They should not become like me. I just waited for you to tell Sudha one thing. When we were young, I used to make fun of you. He used to tell me, you are like a running race horse, because the horse will see neither left nor right, it runs. So anyway, you always were academic and we used to make fun of you. Today, when we called you nerd, and I thought I was very smart, today I feel you are successful and I wasted my life. I just wanted to tell you, if you don't discipline, when you are school or in college, you pay a heavy price in later part of your life. Discipline, like coming up in a proper way, writing properly, okay, talking properly, communicating properly, respecting people properly. This really helps a long way in your life. So I don't want you should be like Portado, regretting in your old age. You should remember that to be successful in life, there is no shortcut. The only method is hard work and straight way. And that you have to do. And remember one more part, that your school, you come as a raw product to school, like a raw material to school. School churns you out 14 years and takes you out as a finished good. You come out as a young toddler here, and you go out as a fine teenager. The school has done so much, not for the fees what you give. Your fees are minimal when you compare to the kind of advantage you get in real life. Your teachers, your parents, everyone put so much hard work to make you a young teenager. Please remember, the school is your alma mater. And when you grow big, when you make money more than what you need, you should always help your alma mater, because
Okay, so how was the video? You liked it? Motivated or not? Or what are your suggestions? Write in the chat box. So majorly the lesson that we learned here today is whatever we learn in college, whatever we understand in college or in universities or while we are upskilling or while we are growing, I think the most important part is knowledge and not just marks. Do we agree with this? It is not knowledge. It's not marks. Rather than more importantly, it's somebody's writing video is lagging. I don't worry, guys. I'll share it with you the video
Yeah,
later on.
Mr. Shivam, if you can share the video link with the
Okay,
students here.
okay.
So
I'll
yeah,
share the entire. I'll share the entire this presentation PDF. It will all the links so students can see it after the session. No
sure.
issues.
Don't worry, students. You will get the link for the same.
Don't worry. These are just small things. We'll easily take care. Don't worry, guys. Just enjoy the session. That's more important. Okay. Okay. So let's move forward with the session. Now, what's the solution? See, the problem आइडेंटिफिकेशन इज स्किल्स चाहिए हमें हमें प्रॉब्लम हमने हमने इतनी सारी चीज़ों की बात करी हमने ये बात करी कि कैसे कैसे काम हो रहा है कैसे चीज़ों को बेटर करना है सो नाउ द अभिषेक गर्ग ओके he has shared Abhishek Gar has already shared in the chat box but still I'll give you the presentation. Okay, so now what's the solution? So let's talk about solution there. First and most important is people management skill. See, understanding people management, even people management nowadays is a very burning topic. Will we get it on the email? Yes, we'll send you on the email. At the end, you can ask these questions where we will be getting. We have a process for that, so don't worry. Let's focus on the session now. Uh, See, why we are talking about people management skills is being a professional, being somebody who want to grow in life. At one or the other day, we will be managers, right? एक ना एक टाइम आएगा जब हम सब मैनेजर्स होंगे मैनेजर्स डजंट मीन दैट यू हैव अ डेजिग्नेशन ऑफ मैनेजर विद योर नेम इवन यू आर रनिंग एन business if you are an entrepreneur you are a manager you're managing a team if you are a TL team leader you are a manager if you are any CXO position you are a manager if you are any admin head you are a manager what exactly this manager word means manager word means manage something and here we are talking about people management. People management means managing people who are connected with you or some or the other way they are connected in your life or in your professional growth or they are connected in your office setup or your professional setup. So keys skills for people management. Three key skills here as a people manager or I have seen people failing in a lot of jobs or in entrepreneurs because they are very poor in managing people. So this skill has to be defined. This skill has to be worked upon. This is when we were talking about in previous slides about skill, we were not aware what all skills we have to work. But the most important thing that we have to work is people management because in people management, automatically other things will come like communication, emotional intelligence, and coaching and mentoring. Coaching and mentoring, communication, we all know, right? We all know that we should have a beautiful way of communication. We should whatever language we use must be polite, must be empathetic, must be sympathetic. Some affirmations, words, everything has to be properly balanced. That's a beautiful way of communication that people should love listening to you, right? For example, when I come to office every day in the morning, we have a security guard, right? So there are a lot of people who come to the office. They don't even talk to him. There are people who do they don't even see towards him. But what I do, I just stand there with him for 2 minutes. I just talk with him. He used to say "Namaskar, sir." So I used to reply, and some gestures are shared between me and him. and that actually makes him feel happy, that actually makes him feel ki, sir, after talking to you I feel really happy, my day is, I feel my day is done. So some or the other way, these small ways of communication doesn't mean that you're standing on a podium on a stage and you are giving a speech, and a very beautiful speech you are giving, people are listening, that is communication. No, whenever you are talking with anybody, will it be your teachers, will it be your subordinates, will it be your professors, will it be your family members, that skill has to be nurtured and worked upon, because this is something which is very important. If you want growth in life, there has to be a proper channelized communication process, and if you don't have that, you have to work on that every day. You have to work on that. Even nowadays there are a lot of tools. I was seeing guys, people writing in the chat box about chat gpt. You can learn from scripting, you can learn how to write scripts, you can learn how to make your communication process from there, and you can implement that in life every day, at least 10 to 15 minutes. You can try speaking, you can record your own video in the mobile phone, you can listen to it how I am speaking. Even I practice communication through a mobile phone. I used to make video of mine every morning for 2 to 5 minutes. I used to listen to that video and find out my faults, note it down, and then work on it. So these small steps are important, and these steps is not available in any books, right? So these are something that you have to do it at your own, and that is something which is very important. If you आपने भी देखा होगा, mostly in companies the people have excellent communication skills, they are on good positions. Skill, communication skill actually differentiates that you with other people. Next is emotional intelligence. Again, emotional intelligence is a pure topic that we'll be covering in our next slide. So next thing is coaching and mentoring. Nowadays, see, when we are managers or when we are people managers, when we are managing a team, we are managing any group of people. So there we need to understand the importance of mentoring. See, every day there is some or the other way your people have problem, right? Or your team members have some problem, maybe their personal problem, maybe their family problem, maybe their professional problem. Some problem will be there. You should have that skill to handle that person properly, like to handle that person, how to deliberately handle that problem and give him a solution. So that doesn't require कि आपको सिर्फ काउंसलिंग आनी चाहिए तभी आप कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. Even if we have that skill of understanding humans, if you have that skill of mentoring, if you have a very good listening skill, even listening is a skill. Do you know this? People fail to listen as a manager, they just burst out. उनके पास कोई बंदा आए अपनी प्रॉब्लम लेके, they'll just burst out. So that listening skill is also very important. So these skills need to be understood as a manager, and after listening you should give that sympathy, you should give that empathy to your to the man, to your person, and rather than just bursting out, you should be in an advising mode, right? That, see, my friend, this this is the problem. I completely agree to you. And if I would have been in the same position as you are, I would have reacted in the same way. But what I feel that these things has to be done to come out of this problem. This is called as sandwich communication technique. Sandwich communication technique means praising, then correcting, and then again praising. This is a sandwich. So you should be a good should have good mentoring skill. Even there are a lot of companies who are doing courses, who are conducting courses in communication, in mentoring. It is very important to become a manager to retain the team. Yes, it is very important. Connecting with the same thing, I also want to tell you one very important quote. I read it somewhere that employees or people don't leave companies because of the brand. They leave companies because of the managers. Employees don't stay in the company because of that company or the boss. They stay there because of the manager. So understand the importance of manager. Understand how important your role is there in any institution, in any management. So you have to understand this. And after understanding, every day you have to work. See, you just feel that you have a team of 50 to like 40 to 50 people, and they are connected to you, they are working with you, and they are some or the other way are not understanding you. So how you will feel? आपको लगेगा ना यार कि मेरा तो लाइफ ही बेकार है, but at the same time you know that there are a lot of people who are listening to you, they are understanding you, they are taking your suggestions, they are and so how you will feel, you will feel like okay, now my job is done. Our job is not only money कि by the end of the day बस salary आ जाए, बस पैसा आ जाए, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. By the end of the month you should feel that I have helped 10 people, I have helped 50 people, this is my achievement. Our achievement as people managers should not be money oriented, rather than also be people oriented. How happy people are with you, that should be your success meter. This is something which is very important that we have to understand. Next is challenges in people management. Basically, what all challenges we feel in people management is lead by example. And before we move forward, I just want to give a cross check that are you guys there and you understanding the session? If you guys enjoying it, write cool in the chat box. Write cool in the chat box so that I can know that you guys are there with me, listening, enjoying, or happy or not. Okay, so there are a lot of cools in the chat box. Thank you so much, guys. So let's move forward. Challenges in people management. So there are very basic challenges that people don't understand, or people don't look upon. First is lead by example. You should first take an initiative and lead by example. Empowerment and delegation. You should empower yourself first. Recognition and rewards. Keep appreciating your members. Keep appreciating. Keep giving rewards. Keep giving motivation to them. Not just like you're always giving instructions, gyan, knowledge. So in that particular situation, you have to be in more like recognizing or giving them awards. So there was one more video here, but we'll do it in the later slides. After the at the end of the session, we'll do this video, or I'll share this video with you. You can see it later on. Let's first rush up to the session because it's still 11. So let's come on to the next point. So we have emotional understanding. See, connecting with people management, when we talk about emotional understanding or emotional intelligence, so this is again a very major problem that people are failing, and because of that, they are facing a lot of major problems. One thing is in emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Most of the people don't focus on emotional intelligence because they are not even aware कि emotional intelligence होता क्या है, and that is the major reason why we fail. So emotional intelligence is self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, relationship management. Self-awareness means every day you have to give some time to your time. That is also called as me time. A lot of people don't have the me times. They don't have the time where they are working on themselves. They are self-aware. So you have to think in the direction. Self-regulation, social awareness. Social awareness means helping people, helping others, relationship management, how to build professional relationship, how to differentiate between professional relationship and personal relationships. So that again has to be taken care. ये नहीं कि office setup में है कोई friend है तो more becoming the friend you are not taking care of the policies or not taking care of the deadlines and all. So that should not also happen. Relations, if you're building a professional and personal relation, that both has to be properly separated. It is also a skill. People fail because of this skill. A lot of people don't think about it, but yes, it is a very major part that has to be taken care. Enhancing emotional understanding is improving emotional vocabulary, recognizing non-verbal cause, active listening, cultivating empathy in diverse setting, and practicing self-care. So these are the key points where you have to think upon, that you have to understand emotional intelligence and you have to practice emotional understanding on everyday life. So if we have a career, so what are major problems after emotional intelligence, people management that usually come in our life is lack of time, budget constraint, resistance to change. Lack of time means usually we feel कि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, कि मुझे अपस्किल भी करना है, मुझे ये भी करना है, मुझे लाइफ में वो भी करना है, बट मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. My answer to this is आपके पास बहुत टाइम है. It is just that you are not properly managed. Problem is management. Problem is not time, because everybody, even me or the prime minister or you or president or anybody in the world has only 24 hours. Even the millionaires, unicorn companies, all are working only for 24 hours. Nobody is working more than 24 hours. So it is not about lack of time. It is more about lack of management. Then budget constraint is again a very major problem in career, especially for the people who want to become entrepreneurs. So here my answer is it is again not about budget, it's more about planning, it's more about strategies. कि आपके पास कम बजट भी है तो भी आप कैसे काम कर पा रहे हैं, अगर आपके पास कम बजट है तो भी आप किस तरीके की चीजें इंप्लीमेंट कर पा रहे हैं, आप प्रायोरिटाइज कैसे कर रहे हैं। आपको प्रायोरिटाइज करना है कि पहले सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, मैं वो काम करूं, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, थर्ड प्रायोरिटी। Usually we are very poor in prioritizing things. So prioritizing is again a very major skill that we should learn. Resistance to change. हम इतने stubborn हो जाते हैं अपना एक safe zone बना के, comfort zone बना के, कि हम उससे बाहर नहीं आना चाहते. So we should understand this, that I should not be very rigid or very stubborn when it comes to change. Building team. Me, either I'm doing a job or I'm as an entrepreneur. In both ways, again, team building is a challenge, because choosing a right person is very challenging, and a lot of people fail again in this. गलत लोगों को हम choose कर लेते हैं, and then later we realize कि no, that is the wrong decision I take. So you should also understand some tricks and tips of psychology, that how to judge somebody on the basis of talking. So after talking, how can you analyze that whatever that person has spoken is right or wrong? So that judgment skill has to be there with you. Manage burn and earn. This is again, burn and earn means आपकी जो monthly इनकम है, या आपकी जो भी मंथली आपके पास अर्निंग हो रही है, आपको पता होना चाहिए, यू शुड हैव अ फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, कि आपको उस पैसे को कहाँ कहाँ कैसे कैसे इन्वेस्ट करना है, कैसे कैसे खर्च करना है. दिस इज अगेन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल दैट वी हैव टू वर्क अपॉन. नेक्स्ट इज माइंडफुलनेस इन वर्कप्लेस. I kept a small slide here for the mindfulness, because and I've also written a technique. So by the end of the session, when we'll be having this presentation, you can practice mindfulness. It was not the part of the session, but I kept it for you guys as an activity after the session. You can try it at your home later on. So now, quickly coming to the last part of work-life balance. Work-life skills management. This is something that we have to discuss today in this session. So first, most important point is self-boundaries. A lot of people fail in this, that they don't make their boundaries, and they always stay sad, or they always stay कि यार लाइफ में मजा नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम में है वो, कि या तो दोस्त बहुत है, फ्रेंड सर्कल बहुत बड़ा है, तो कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आती रहती हैं, और मे बी उनकी लाइफ में ये है कि ये भी मेरा दोस्त है तो मुझे इसकी भी मदद करनी है, ये भी दोस्त है इसकी भी मदद करनी है, ये भी इसकी भी मदद करनी है. कई लोगों की प्रॉब्लम होती है कि वो ना नहीं बोल पाते. I have seen people that they have problem that I cannot say no, but when I say yes and I started doing that, I feel that I am in tension, I feel I am in stress. So saying yes is again a problem. So you should know where to set your boundaries, you should know where to say yes, you should know where to say no politely. Some people have this fear कि अगर मैं ना बोल दूंगा तो मेरा दोस्त है वो बुरा मान जाएगा. वो अगर वो दोस्त है तो वो बुरा मानेगा ही नहीं, और अगर वो बुरा मान जाएगा तो वो दोस्त है ही नहीं. तो जो दोस्त है नहीं, तो अच्छा है कि वो ना रहे, नहीं. So this is again something that we have to work, that we should understand how to set boundaries. Next is prioritize and delegate. Prioritize, I've already explained to you what is prioritizing and implementing it. So prioritizing things, if you want to balance your work, life, and skill, all three things, you should prioritize your all these 24 hours. कि इतना मेरे को सोने पे देना है, एटलीस्ट 10 मिनट्स मुझे इस पे लगाने हैं, मुझे 10 मिनट इस पे लगाने हैं, 15 मिनट अपने ऊपर देना है, 5 मिनट मेडिटेशन करना है. सो मुझे इन सब चीजों पे ध्यान देना है. Somebody is writing, but if he is boss, then we cannot say no. See, even if he is a boss, there is a proper style of communication. If you are good at how to say no, even you can convince a boss that what is right and what is wrong. That philosophy is very outdated now. That there are two rules in life, that you have to. For rule number one is your boss is always right, and rule number two is if your boss is wrong, then follow the rule number one. So that philosophy is very old now. Even I have seen very good people, even in my company. Here in Counsel India, we have a lot of employees. They politely say no if they don't feel like, and we also appreciate their effort. We also appreciate the way they communicate their problems to us. So majorly here you need communication skills rather than uh, just thinking that they will deny to my point. You should be more facts oriented. अगर आपका बॉस बोल रहा है कि ये करना है, आप उसको 10 फैक्ट्स बता दो कि ये करने के क्या नुकसान है, क्या फायदे हैं, वो नहीं बोलेगा. राइट? बट उसके लिए पहले आपको खुद इतना स्किल होना पड़ेगा कि यू शुड बी एबल टू negotiate, you will be able to justify your point. That justification is required, otherwise he's right. Next is time management, as we already discussed. Communication and communicate and negotiate is the point that we already discussed. Practice self care. You should every day. I am again and again pushing you for self care, self motivation, giving a me time. You have to focus on this. Unplug and disconnect. There are times when we should unplug. कहते हैं ना कि जब लाइफ में कुछ खराब हो तो थोड़े दिनों के लिए गायब हो जाओ, राइट? तो यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना है, अपने आप को सोसाइटी से थोड़े दिन के लिए डिस्कनेक्ट करना है, कि मैं सिर्फ अपना टाइम अपने अपने प्रोफेशनल लाइफ को, अपनी स्किल्स को, अपनी ग्रोथ को और अपनी फैमिली को दूंगा। तो ये मेरा टाइम है। इसके अलावा थोड़ा सा इंजॉयमेंट टाइम जो है वो मैं थोड़ा कट कर दूंगा, थोड़ा सा घूमने फिरने का मैं कट कर दूंगा, या फिर मैं थोड़ा अपनी लाइफ में जो अनवांटेड जो टाइम वेस्टर्स हैं वो थोड़े कम कर दूंगा। सो आपकी लाइफ ऑटोमेटिकली सॉर्ट हो जाएगी। और every day if you are serious about learning and not just scrolling Instagram or YouTube shorts or making videos on TikTok or these IPL teams you are making, if you're saving that time in learning and growth, you will be successful. I can promise that. So it is just about mindset, that how we play. So one more very important point here is profiling. Okay, so profiling is very important in today's world for professionals, especially. People take what they see, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है, ये हमने इस पे लिखा है। तो इसका मतलब ये है कि हमें हमारे प्रोफेशनल ग्रोथ के लिए, हमें हमारे करियर के लिए इन तीन चीजों पे काम करने की जरूरत है। लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल और आवर ओन प्रोफाइल और सोशल प्रूफ लाइक वीडियो प्रोफाइल। तीन टाइप की प्रोफाइल्स आजकल ट्रेंडिंग वर्ल्ड में आ रही हैं। That old tradition of CVs or resumes is somehow going, and nowadays recruiters or people whom you are serving, they look to your LinkedIn profiles. LinkedIn profile has become a very major area that recruiters are focusing when they are hiring. More than CVs, they are thinking about LinkedIn to see their LinkedIn handle, how professionally they are made, how they are making their images, how creatively they are writing the content there. So this is the way the recruiters are highlighting or recruiting people nowadays. Next is profile. You should always have one page profile rather than 10-page CV. One single page profile is very important nowadays, because कॉर्पोरेट्स में किसी के पास इतना टाइम नहीं है जो 10-10 पेजों की प्रोफाइल, 5-5 पेजों की प्रोफाइल आपकी बैठ के पढ़े। तो सीविंग आज सीवीज आर नाउअडेज नोबडी इज फोकसिंग, पीपल आर मोर फोकसिंग ऑन वन पेज प्रोफाइल। तो अगर आपकी बनी है तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं बनी है तो आज सेशन के बाद फोकस करना है, इस पर थोड़ा टाइम देना और अपनी वन पेज प्रोफाइल जरूर बनाना। Next is video profile. This is again a concept that a lot of companies or startups have started with, and they are planning to hire people on the basis of video profiling. आप जो भी सीवी में लिखते हैं, जो भी रिज्यूमे में लिखते हैं, आप 2 मिनट में उसे अपनी वीडियो में बना लीजिए और रिक्रूटर्स को अपने रिज्यूमे के साथ वो वीडियो भेजिए, that I am this, my name is this is what I want in my life, this is what I want to change. So if you are making the concept of profiling, if video profiling, or if you're serious about this, that will be very helpful. एंड जस्ट इमेजिन कि आप किसी कंपनी, अगर आप खुद उस कंपनी के लीडर, आप सोचो कि आपको एक सीवी आई है जो सिर्फ पेज की आई है और उसके साथ में एक छोटी सी वीडियो आई है 2 मिनट्स की उस बंदे के बारे में, ऑटोमेटिकली आपका इम्पैक्ट बढ़ जाएगा ना कि नो, दिस गाय इज समथिंग डिफरेंट। सो दैट डिफरेंस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, कि आपको भीड़ से अलग करता है। लाइफ में हमारी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम भीड़ में ही रहना चाहते हैं, हम अलग होना नहीं चाहते। बट जिस दिन आपने ये माइंडसेट ला दिया ना कि मुझे भीड़ से अलग होकर चलना है, that day you are on a right path of success. So this is very important that you have to understand. Here we come to the end of the session. This is Counsel India's website, and thank you so much, guys.